Alamo True Metal on a very special Final Four weekend down the street at the Alamo Dome, where tonight we are at the Vibes Event Center in downtown San Antonio with the Michael Schenker Fest and his Final Four of vocalists ready to take the stage tonight. And I have the pleasure of being here right now with one of them, a very legendary singer, one of my favorites that I've had over the years. And I'm not just saying that because you're here.
Yes, you are.
Mr. Graham Bonnet, how are you, sir?
I'm okay. How are you, man?
I'm very good. Thank
you. Good to
you.
see you.
Very good. I know the tour is winding down for the Michael Schenker Fest.
Yes.
This is a very special thing that many artists do not do, as far as Michael collecting his whole band of singers that he's had over a very legendary career, and of course you being one of them.
Yes.
Can you kind of share with me how this whole project came together?
Well, it's basically a phone call, I think, and well, we've done a few gigs over the past, let's see, 2 years. We played in Japan with Michael, with my band, the Bonnet Band, and we did some gigs in Japan, and so this is kind of like the third leg, probably, isn't it, of this tour. So we've been in different countries, but we've added one more singer, that's Doogie White, this ensemble. That's a big word, isn't it, ensemble? I'll write that one down, ensemble. It's French, you know.
Right.
So it's been quite an experience to kind of get all these guys on stage, especially when we played smaller places. It's been a bit of a, you know, like, get out the damn way. But it's really good to have all the singers that have been on all the different albums, and it's because all the albums are so different. And we're all good friends, so we're having a good time, I think, in most of most nights. But the travelling has been somewhat grueling, and as I said, I'm really kind of a bit this is why I'm wearing these things. I have bags under my eyes that are like 3 weeks luggage, you know. It's kind of like it's been very, very grueling, but everybody's standing the test of time, and we're doing pretty good. But everybody's had the cold and you know, but it's good. You know, as far as the audience is concerned, we all look so healthy and so happy. Every time we do a gig, they all come back and say, wow, you guys were great tonight. And it has been very good. We all carry each other. If anyone's feeling a bit sick, don't worry about it, we'll do it.
The Michael Schenker Fest released an album together, their first one with everybody. It's called Resurrection. It came out about 4 weeks ago on March 2nd. Today's March 31st, for those watching you in the future. And 12 great songs of the band. Graham has a couple of his own, I guess you could call them solo songs. I love Night Moods.
I didn't write them, but I do have little bits.
Night Moods is one of them, and Everest. Any stories behind that one?
Well, actually, Michael Voss wrote those songs. I was recording the second Graham Bonnet album. As we're speaking right now, actually, we're still recording at home, and I had to get on the road and actually write the songs for our album. So I didn't have time to write stuff for the Michael Schenker album. So I said, can you give me a break and let me just, Michael Voss will write the melody and write the lyric. And that's what he did. And so Michael Voss came over to my house and recorded the track at my house in LA.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I've had the pleasure, as the Graham Bonnet Band, you were here in San Antonio twice last year. We just had the pleasure of seeing you last December, about 4 months ago, as part of an 80s fest with Ace Frehley, Docket, Enough's Enough, and Graham Bonnet Band. And you were here January of last year at Cadillac Bar. Intimate Cadillac Bar downtown. And so that was fantastic, seeing the Graham Bonnet Band. So what was it like for you coming back to San Antonio?
Oh, it's always great here. I love the weather here, for one thing. We've been through some damn cold weather, but the audiences out here are fantastic, you know. I love this part of the world. I was just talking on the phone to my girlfriend saying, how do you feel about moving here, you know? Because LA these days is not the way it used to be, you know. It's not the showbiz capital anymore. And I think everybody's trying to get away from that anyway, you know, that showbizy thing, the Hollywood thing. A lot of people who are my age, musicians, are trying to get to a place where you don't have to listen to all that Hollywood banter, you know what I'm saying? To get away from that and sort of regenerate. And I like being out here as the place just to do that, I think. You know, I love this state.
So we might be able to officially call you a Texan soon?
Can you look for a house for me, please? Somewhere that's kind of near to all the gigs, and so I can get a lift and all that kind of stuff. But it would be great to live out here. I love the weather and the people.
Between your visits last year, you and I actually did a phone interview while you were on the road. Had a great pleasure of talking to you. And you were very candid about the fact that back in the 80s, when you originally worked with Michael, you only lasted one gig. And I honestly was you know, a little hesitant to ask you about that, because some musicians might get mad about that, and you were very candid and professional about it.
Always.
And you owned up to it, saying, I was very drunk back then in the 80s, 82. I lasted 1 year. So without living that back, what I would like to know is it basically took 30 years, it sounds like, for the two of you to reconnect.
It did, pretty much.
Who called who first to come to this?
Michael got in touch with me, and that's how it came about. And I thought, well, really, you really want to do a gig with me? The guy that did one song on stage with you in England took his pants, took his the whole thing. My pants split, my penis came out, etc., etc. And I started swearing at the crowd. I said, you really want to work with me after all these years? And actually, it was great fun to go on stage with him and sing the first song and get through a whole song instead of part of a song. And he smiled across at me, and I said, I did it. Yeah, I finally did it. And he said to me after, he said, we finally actually played on stage together. And I think Michael's kind of enjoyed me being around, and we kind of laugh about it now, the things that went on before. Because that was a long time ago. I've now been sober for about 15 years.
Congratulations.
And thank you very much. Thank you, friends. And Michael too, he's cleaned up, and I think everybody's doing that, because if we don't, we're going to die. You know, we ain't 16 years old anymore, or 20 years old. You've got to look after your body when you get past 194, like I am. Yeah, so we're cleaned up, that's all I can say.
Was that return show in Tokyo? Was that right?
Yeah, we're going in, what month is it, Josh?
No, I mean when you came back, when you first played with Michael again, when he called you and you had that first
Yeah, we came back and started over. And as I said, we're going out to Japan again in, what month is it?
August.
In August. And we're doing the same thing, it'll be all the Ford singers. So it's a continuation of what we're doing right now.
Yeah, and let me pull that out, because I actually have the Michael Schenker Fest DVD that you were on. Pulled up in here. This one right here.
That'd be it.
Michael Schenker Fest Live with Graham Bonnet on it, and I'm going to pull out some of the pictures and just to give you guys a taste. If you haven't seen the band live yet, how happy they look and how exciting it is to see them on stage. There's Michael. And more Michael, and there's a great group photo of you guys.
Oh yes,
fantastic.
What a happy band of people we are.
Right there, and there's Graham right there. So outstanding stuff, and can't wait to see you on stage tonight. So I'm not one of those that likes to look at set list beforehand or ruin it because it's out there. But I'm wondering, will on this new album, out of the 12 songs, only 2 of them have all of you singing the songs.
Yes.
So, The Last Supper and then the new single, Warrior.
Yeah.
So, do you each get your own little spotlight tonight singing one of the new stuff?
Yeah. I mean, I have a bit in Warrior, I get the chorus in Warrior, that's about it. And then I sing one of the new songs, Night Moods. I do that.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah. Okay.
That's awesome. So.
Yeah, so we do that, and some of the old stuff that I do with Michael.
What's the latest you can tell me about the Graham Bonnet Band? You mentioned you're working on the next record. The book was a fabulous record of all new material, plus a second disc where you re-recorded your Rainbow and Alcatraz stuff. Yeah. That was great stuff because, like I said, when you played here twice last year, we got a taste of all of that throughout your whole career. What's the latest on the making of the next record?
The new one. It's we're almost there. We have about another 3 bass parts to put down and a bit of keyboard playing. All the vocals are done. I did everything before I came away. Hence, I was saying I couldn't write the songs for Michael's album because I was busy, doing what I could do on our album. So it's coming along really well. And if you like the album, the book by the Graham Bonnet Band, you will like this one too, because it has a similar kind of a mood to it. It's a continuation from the first album, I think. So if you like the first album by the Graham Bonnet Band, you'll like this one too. And it's almost complete. And Jimmy Waldo and everybody else is working on it really hard right now at home while I'm here.
Awesome.
So
very good. Well, I'm going to wrap things up by bringing out a blast from your past in my pocket.
What is it?
There we go. These are cassettes, by the way, for you young folks. The Impellitteri Stand in Line.
Yes. And there it is, yes.
That Graham sang on 1988. I was so glad you sang the title track to this when you were here 4 months ago. I love this album.
Right, yeah.
Love this album, love this song. And pull out the old pictures of you guys.
Yeah.
When's the last time you saw this?
Not so long ago. I've signed a few of these on the road. Yeah.
There's Graham right there.
Yeah, there I am with my blue suit on. Yeah. And dear Pat Torpey.
Yeah, so we just lost the drummer on this album. Pat Torpey just passed away
Yes, he did.
Not too long ago. What would you like to say about that period of time and Pat?
Well, I mean, Pat was a great organizer of the band. I remember when Chris would go a bit silly with his arrangements, Pat would say, "Hold on a minute, let's edit that down a bit. Pay attention to me, pay attention." He was great in rehearsals, a great drummer, and what a great loss. A really, really nice guy, bless his heart, you know. So we all miss him.
Yes. Well, we're going to let them go. Today's a full day of interviews with the Michael Schenker Fest. Michael and his vocalist, and Graham has been gracious enough to step up first. We're going to let him get ready for tonight's all-important gig. So thank you so much, Mr. Bonnet.
You're very welcome,
Been a fan
sir.
of yours for a very long time.
Thank you.
An absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
For Graham, this is Jay Nando of Alamo True Metal, reminding you, don't hang them out to dry. Hold them up high.
Yeah.